Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. So we are gt2p. We are a Chilean studio based in in Chile. Our talk will be explore the evolution of our work. We're starting from digital crafting, where we mix artisans with new technologies to produce things, to the concept that called paracrafting. Basically, we'll be divided in something where we will talk about how we focus our work and create DNAs of design, or how we can focus our project in design process, how that DNA could be change of scale, and how we can tell stories about that, about using that methodology, and how that DNAs could get freedom from the computer, and how the parametric design become in something that we are calling paracrafting. We are 4 partners, sorry.
Tamara.
Hi, everyone. I'm Victor.
Sebastian.
We have very common interest, basically in making, how we can systematize ideas to create design processes. We started in 2009, and we created this first collection called Paracrafting.
Digital crafting.
Digital crafting, thank you, Sebastian. And here we mix traditional techniques, things we have in our own country, because we have a very strong focus on parametric because of our background in our architecture school, but at the same time we realized that we live in Chile. I would like to explain you very quick what is the thing that we believe. So here we have basically a simple stool, but here is the core, how we can create the joints, how we can create all the possible joints. If you can see in the trees, we have this special situation where all are very similar, but at the same time are different. So how we can systematize that obsession? So basically, an algorithm is a kind of recipe with step-by-steps. This is the very general view. The path, the bonding form, and the relaxing form, and this is the step-by-steps. First, you get the axis. Here you can see the interface and the parameters that the parameters that manage the shape. So with that interface, we can create all of that possibilities. So we are not designing just a joint. We are designing the methodology how we can design a joint. So changing some parameters, the shape can be adjusted. So I think here is the most important part of parametric design. So because you create a DNA that can be kept in a kind of library, but what happens when you cross that DNA with a function? When you cross that DNA with a function, appear the object. In here case, you can see a sculpture on a stool, or you can see a table, you can see something to hang the cloth. So that is the important thing about parametric design, that we can create a family of products, just creating one rule. And we realized that could be change of scale.
With the idea of DNA and that process, some of our clients realize that we can go bigger in a scale. So we can do bigger things, and they realize we can help them with some projects and some desires of them. For example, we can do very, very lightweight structures with 2 attributes. From the outside, you can see the aluminum and the bright side of the metal. And in the inside, you can see a warmer space with the veneer of wood. So you can stay down the ceiling and chat and do stuff. On the other hand, we create this single curved shape with a new product that a company of wood was releasing called Surflex. On the other hand, we can also work with MDF, a very common material, so we can adapt to the situation in the space with the lighting and the shelves and draw the curves in the space and give the movement of itself. Here we do a collection in the public building, and these are our interpretation of a waterfall, metal folded sheets, and they come to the ceiling and the wall. There's a mural made with plastic hand-baked form with different components. And there you can see a chandelier made from chains of aluminum arranged in an elliptical way. So there's the same concept behind all of them, the DNA, where you can arrange things. On the other hand, we have some of friends, architects, that wanted to attribute some attributes to the buildings. And here we can control the light environment coming in the building. So there you can see there's open in the vertical circulation of the building, and on the other hand, it's more closed. So we can control the environment inside, lighting environment. And this one is a project. Actually, we're developing. It's our interpretation of the mountains in Chile. So these waves are made by the frequencies of our poets, like Pablo Neruda and Gabriela Mistral. And it would be in the entrance of the airport, in the arrivals. So if you come to see us, you should see this, hopefully. This is a public sculpture we're working right now. And we wanted to do how we can do dynamism and a movement without technology or without energy. So the main thing here is we can create these things just arranging the objects and make some color. So you can see that it's changing the color, but it's static, and it's made for the vehicles in there. And now Sebastian is going to tell about the story behind our objects.
In parallel to the architectural work, we started to develop a new project called Local Resistance. That project allowed us to explore our history, our environment, and our study experience. The main question that guide us in this process is how can we tell a story with the less possible resolution? To achieve this, we have to learn different techniques from bronze casting, porcelain, metal folding, and 3D printing. The first collection we create is Royal Maguida. This collection is inspired on an old myth of Incas that had to hide their gold in the forests of Chile, hide it from the Spanish conqueror. And we ask ourselves, what would happen if somebody could find that gold? And we believe that somebody could be inspired in the nature around, as Mapuches, the native people do, to create their common use object. The second project is Tarugao. Tarugao means being wrinkled. It's a kind of, ¿cómo se dice?
Slang.
A kind of slang. When we start this project, we were asking ourselves if the project has the possibility to feel, if they can react to the human interaction, and if they may be expecting to be lovely taken. When after that question, we found that picture where we can, from the day when democracy returned to Chile, and there we can see a cup as a rigid object that it's embraced by a man full of happiness because democracy has turned to Chile. And what really happened in their interactions are the wrinkles on the jacket of the cup. And what we did was to take that wrinkles and place it in the objects in the place where you take it, trying to express that connection. The third project is the housekeeper, the hopekeeper. The idea of the project is to create a piece that can keep the hope into your intimate place. We get inspired by the sea landscape that we used to visit during our vacation when we were a child. And with that pattern, we create some hexagonal new pattern, like a box that you can use to put inside your wishes. The final project of this from local resistance is called Dysgraphia. This project starts with an old 3D-printed machine that never print well. And after several samples and frustrations, we realized that the box on the pieces could be the own expression of 3D printing. So as we like that, we
wanted to hack the procedure of that machine, and we create.
And the idea was to create a virus to increase the illness of our machine, and in order to amplify the expression. That is one of the pieces that we made controlling after the machine. We had to learn about the robot. We create our Dysgraphia man, and we create this plate where you can see how the filament flows by the force of gravity, and we create some textures on the bases. The most important thing of this project is that this leads us to think that we can work with the natural variables. This is the first step of what will finally be the paracrafting.
So if you realize, with this project, we're starting to question our own practice. We started to think in how we can take the technology in a different way. At the same time, we were making this project for the Mad Museum in New York called Losing My America, where we collect many iconic artisanal pieces from South America, from Chile, from Brazil, and Mexico. The first part of the piece is exactly how the artisan make, and the second part is totally intervened with some new technologies, like 3D printing, CNC, robots, laser cutting, among others. So the one thing we want to say here to the world, and taking advantage of the platform museum, is that we are different, but we are getting homogeneous, but we are getting equals, and all the traditions are getting lost. So we create a very extensive collection where we work with artisans from horsehair green, different kind of potteries, copper, wood, some very ancient ways to show traditional situations about our history, some saints. So in the last project, we collaborate with a studio from Brazil, and here with Ariel Rojo from Mexico, the great Ariel Rojo. And we have a very good response from that exhibition, and we are creating the next step of that project. The next step is called Made by Chile, and we are starting. The main goal is create fab labs in the artisanal communities, where we wanted to amplify the business model of the artisans, where they can teach, they can earn money from the education, they can earn money from making things, they can earn money from give hotel, they can give meals, among others. So we want to preserve each community. We don't want to preserve the icons. We want to preserve the communities. The first initiative will start in March, where we are bringing the Campana brothers, and maybe we can bring one of you to Chile. So let's talk it
later.
One important thing here with this project is also we reflect about our own practice, how we can transmit to the artisan what is parametric. What is parametric design without computers? There are many old people there where we communicate with his, ¿cómo se dice?
That was quite a challenge, in fact, to communicate them the processes of, in fact.
No, for example, the people who receive our emails were the grandsons.
The grandsons, yeah.
Yes, it was very, very funny, but at the same time, we realized that we can encourage them to keep doing these kind of things. So we designed this device to communicate them what is parametric design. Basically, we create this wood frame. It's a numbered wood frame where we can pour porcelain inside, where we hanging a cloth. Let me show you a video. ¿Dónde está la manito? ¿La ve?
Ahí pasa.
Ahí está. I will use the power of the technology. So, here you can see there are some anchor points and some viewing points where you can coordinate all the coordinates in a book. More technology. Here you can see how we pour the porcelain inside. And in the first pouring, you can adjust the form, the shape, sorry, and then you remove the excedent with a syringe. You can repeat the process as many times as you want to have the thickness of the piece. And then we must wait to dry, and you can peel off the piece. Then thank you. Then we took the piece. We took the piece, and we should fire him. Here's some results.
Some tests with colors.
Thank you. And we made some new pieces using the same procedure. This is one lighting we are creating for. This is our first piece in a big collection. This is for the Met Museum in New York. And in this project, we realized that we can melt lava rock. It's the kickoff. Because we realized that the lava gets melted at the same point that the porcelain gets strong. Using that idea and the experiment to bring us, the Rabi experiment to bring us here, we wanted to create something with somebody who is a friend of us. And I would like to invite to Andile Dyalvane to explain what we did here. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. This was quite an amazing because we first met in Design Miami, and we wished that we should collaborate. Exactly. And 5 months later, it happened. So the Hopekeeper just always worked well. So this is basically, we had to create this remotely using all the information that we got from my friends here. And so all of this, what you see here, was created in my studio. The idea of this is a piece that you'll see in the foyer down there by the stairs, where you can interact with the piece and put your wishes inside. So for me, from creating all my pieces, as any of you knows, to paracrafting, which was quite amazing and a new technique for me, which I'm hoping to take it further. So yeah. There's a video that should show you the process. The wishing wall is basically an idea that came from the gt2p from Chile. And basically, the idea of the collaboration was that I will produce the ceramic through their technique, using the fabric, gravity, and clay, and make it ours, and using the local materials and expressing it using, the African symbolic, or at least my kind of expression, being the color, the textures, and the brush strokes and whatnot. And basically the wishing wall is about you wishing and putting your wishes into the wall, really, and then after some time, then one wish will be collected and perhaps made come true. So the power of collaboration is that, between the two parties, that we've learned something and connected, and for me, I've learned something very new, which I'm hoping to do further. And thank you.
Thank you, Andile.
Thank you, Andile.
Sorry.
We hope to do more Hope Keepers around the world, so yes. So to the end, we will show you the last project we are doing for the gallery who represent our work for the world. The gallery is called Friedman Benda. And we are planning our first solo exhibition in New York for next year, and here are some pieces we will include there. This one is part of also paracrafting. We create a collaborative material. They are not just put overlapped. They are working in a collaborative way. Basically, we use the information where the marble was created. So we take a picture of very accurate picture of the marble, and we create this algorithm to find the islands or the inlays. Then we cut them and we fill them with bronze. The marble get compressed and the metal get pulled, so they work in a collaboration, in a collaborative way. And again, with that, we create a procedure to do things. So now we are creating shelves, we are creating mirrors, we are creating another kind of objects with the same technique. This is the last project we are working. We have been working through
3 years.
3 years almost. The project is called Remolten. We work, basically, we remelt the lava. Volcanic lava. We have around 200 active volcanoes in Chile. Victor lives there. So it's a material that is part of our life. You can see in the middle, we create solid pieces. Basically, we have two procedures, creating solid pieces and coating pieces. Solid pieces, we can create, for example, wall murals or wall claddings or little objects for like jewelry, because they are very heavy. But to increase the size, we create the coating process where we work with collaborative materials like refractory concrete, porcelain, stoneware, among others. So the big challenge here was how we can control the lava process. In that case, you can see 3 different finishes. And especially for this project, we create a simple revolution. That revolution provened from an experimental slope. With that slope, we can know what kind of slope can resist the lava inside the kiln. At the same time, it's a simple shape because we wanted to give the protagonism to the texture of the lava. The lava basically covered everything and revealed a space. And in this case, we want to make the opposite, how we can create a shape that could be still recognized. Here, Tamara will explain you in extensive way the procedure we did this. It's a special release for Design Indaba.
It's the premiere of this video right now. So enjoy, guys.
That is the Osorno volcano and the Yanquihue Lake in the south of Chile. We can see here the Saltos del Petrohue. That is one of the most beautiful landscapes created by this volcano.
You should go there. It's beautiful.
Yes. From the Osorno Hills, you can see another volcano called Calbuco that erupted 2 years ago. Also from here is where we choose the volcanic lava rocks. We take this tank to Santiago and we grind them in different grind sizes. We mix this lava powder with a kind of eatable melassa in order to create a coating lava paste. We coat a stoneware structure with this paste in 50-50 relation, 50 volcanic rock, 50 stoneware. We must wait to dry and put the pieces in the oven.
Where is the magic happen?
The magic happens.
control the temperature curves inside the kiln is how we get different finishes. For example, rough, dripped, and smooth.
So if you realize, it's another exercise where we wanted to create parametric design, but in this case using the physical parameters of the pieces to control the expression of the shape. So we wanted to create a kind of process expressionism. Also, I would like to mention that those pieces are now part of the collection of National Gallery of Victoria and Denver Art Museum.